Nathan.
Yes, sir.
Looks like the Can-Am connection is just me and you today, by the
Just the
looks of
two
it.
of them. Just the two. Well, I mean, I got the dogs, so
Well, I got mine too, somewhere around here. He's probably sleeping somewhere. But and we got one person watching, so that's good.
oh, great. Oh, I just got tripped by a dog.
So, what do we want to chat about today, man? Being haters, being realists.
I don't know. I mean, what's a good topic for today?
Well, let's see. It's too early to talk about King of the Table.
No, I mean,
I
I think
think.
we could touch base on that. That's the next major thing coming up, right? There's only been 3 confirmed matches thus far.
And what are they?
Um, LeBron and Jerry, Paul
Yeah,
Lynn and Crosby,
that's a pretty interesting match.
then Eddie Hall and Brian Shaw. We could talk about Brian Shaw's first mock super match.
What?
Did you see that?
No, no,
Yeah,
I
it's on
did
his. I
not.
mean, he had some ready goes with I think I can't remember the guy's name, but he's pulled at Armours before. Um, I think he trains with Corey Miller up in the Utah area, or sorry, Wyoming. Um, First round, Brian was, Luke Polsher was refing it, and Luke's refed, KOT East First West, so Luke's a legit ref, and Brian just missed the go and got top rolled. Next go, he maintained his pronation really well and his rise really well. They slipped, went to the strap, and that it was totally different. I mean, when you're that big and that strong and you're tied to somebody, and Brian had actually a very good top roll. So, and then the
Well, I
next
mean,
round was the same thing.
I think that the match with Eddie Hall is going to be one-sided. I just don't think Eddie is. I don't
Well,
know.
well, here's my question. I mean, you and I, we both know Neil, and we know how technical Neil is, right? I know I saw Devin and Auden are going down in a couple weeks to train, or a week or something to train with Brian. So who has the advantage when it comes to person training them? Because I mean, Eddie's training with Neil once a week, on table and tactics and stuff. And Brian's not, I mean, I don't think Brian's getting that kind of technical work like Eddie's getting.
I don't think he needs it. I don't think that's the right move for a guy that has no experience doing a bunch of technical work.
Well, I think they're trying to
You know what
just
I'm saying?
find the lane. Yeah, I get you. I think they're just trying to find the lane that Eddie needs to attack Brian in. Because I mean, Eddie's not going to get magically taller or get a longer forearm overnight. Brian's going to have that advantage, and that's a massive advantage. Hand wise, Brian is stronger than Eddie in the hand. I mean, Brian has arguably one of the strongest hands in the world.
All true.
So it comes down to, I think you're going to have a top roll versus a hook.
Yeah. I'm trying to find this post that was pointed out by Jay Clean with the rest
What
of the
was it?
matches.
I've only seen the three, so if there's others,
There are others. Of course, for me to do that, I have to open up our video on another screen,
I
which I am doing. And then we will jump into there and have a look.
because I've only seen the three. I don't know the others that have been finalized, obviously.
Yeah, I don't think that. I mean, is it big that Brian Shaw is going to jump into arm wrestling?
I think,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's huge to have any enemy member of the strongman because I mean Magnus Samuelson was a legit arm wrestling world champion or European champion, right? Was it Euros or Worlds?
Magnus Samuelson
Yeah,
was.
I
I don't
know
think
he
he
won
ever. I don't think he
Euros.
ever won WAF. I think he got like silver or bronze at WAF. I have the old. Might be around here somewhere. There was an old book of arm wrestling that came out, and it was put out by Mr. Doss from India. He was the vice president of WAF, before they split with the after the incident in India where they had the WAF offshoot that went to Thunder Bay.
Yeah, I
He
remember
had
that.
he had a book. It was called the Book of Arm Wrestling, and had all the results from previous years. It had documentation of guys like Gary Goodrich, showed the weird weight classes that evolved over the years.
Stop. Yeah.
But yeah, Samuelson never won.
But didn't he? I think he finished. I think he won a Euro, right?
Yeah, Europeans, I think. Kirk Kvikstad was a WAF champion who competed in World's Strongest Man later. He was an arm wrestler first.
Mm-hmm. So was Magnus, though, right?
Yes. Yeah. And then, of course, arm wrestling as an event at a World's Strongest Man.
And he broke Nathan Jones's arm.
Yes.
Well, let's be honest. Did Magnus break Nathan Jones's arm, or did Nathan Jones break his own arm? Because by my account, I would say he broke his own arm.
Magnus put him in a position and held him there, and Mega Man plowed into him in a break arm position.
Yes.
And it was clearly, like, anyone that knows anything about reffing knows that was a break arm position. And he
100%.
sat and put so much pressure on it that it broke.
Yeah, that's why I said, did Magnus break his arm, or did Mega Man break his own arm? But for me, Mega Man broke his own arm because.
Jay Clean, this is the one event I remember watching him do on TV, which was like a car deadlift.
Oh yeah.
For time. Yeah.
Yeah, where they held it. Yeah, they still do that event. I mean, Ode Haugen, people like that had insane grip. Martins Lisi's. You have those guys now. What's his name? The guy from England that had those ungodly big hands.
Well, I mean, there's from England.
Yeah.
Jeff Capes.
No, it's not Jeff. He's an African American.
Mark Felix.
Yes, Mark Felix. Yes.
Yeah.
Has just ungodly big hands.
Yeah.
I think it's a great transition. The more, we have those giants. I mean, let's be honest, they're going to be the open weight guys. But the more of those guys that we can get into the open weight category and get more eyes of the strongman world too. And because strongman's huge.
We have possibly the most famous strongman now.
Yeah, Eddie Hall and Brian Shaw.
Yeah, the two of those two guys. So,
and if we remember the Mountain Arm Wrestling Devon, that got tons of views.
Yeah. I mean, nobody ever thought, and because it was a guy that was gigantic, that made Devon look small, despite being who you would normally think that's a huge guy. When you see Devon.
What about Mitch Hooper? Mitch Hooper's winning everything right now, trying to get Mitch Hooper to, the Moose.
But it's different. Like, they don't necessarily complement one another, the training. Well, so Brian being where he's at in the sport, which is basically retired, is perfect for him to come into another sport. Same with Eddie Hall. But the difference is Eddie's doing a whole bunch of different things.
He's supposed to be fighting Pujanowski.
Yeah, he's fighting Mariusz Pujanowski. Mariusz Pujanowski is a decent fighter, and he's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah. But I mean, let's not forget Hooper was a marathon runner or something like that was like a track guy prior to switching over to strongman.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, Brian and Eddie.
Yeah, two biggest names.
They want what they want to do. If they're doing arm wrestling, it's because they want to try arm wrestling. They could do anything and they're going to get views on it. So, I mean, I'm happy that they're jumping in there. The new pup.
Yeah, the new pup.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's working out good.
So, Sandris versus Rustum.
That's a great matchup. I mean, Sandris just came down to. I talked to Sandris the other day, and he's sitting around the 107 kilos right now. He's not trying to get back up to the 115 mark or the 110. He's focusing on that 105.
That's a match at King of the Table.
And Sandris looks insane right now.
Like, you don't know about these, do you?
Like I said, I've only seen the 3.
There is
So I
a
don't know.
couple surprises on here. Lachlan versus Lars.
That's a good match.
That's an interesting match. Lars I
was
would
training with
say
Michael.
is top 5 in the world for his move.
100%. Well, he
Yeah.
has that King's move too. So, I mean,
Yeah.
if he has to rely on that King's, it's can Lachlan sustain the endurance over 6 rounds?
Yeah.
So we have Lachlan, Lars, we have Rustum and Sandras, Paulin and Krause.
Wild. Paulin and Krause. Kevin Palco versus Joseph Moranto. Don't know Joseph. I've heard
I don't
of
know
Kevin.
Joseph. I know Kevin. Is that right or left-handed?
Doesn't say. Well,
Okay.
I assume these are all right-handed because there's only one left-handed match on here that specifically has in brackets left arm match.
Okay.
And that is Corey West versus Tobias Sparong.
That's a very interesting match.
That would Corey gets that match. If he wins that match, he gets thrust right back to the top of the food chain in the left arm for sure.
Agreed. I mean, because Camille beat Corey comfortably. Camille also beat Tobias, but it was a lot harder match than Camille had with Corey.
Yeah, you're gonna see if Corey West can be top rolled.
Well, I mean, I remember, I know Corey. Corey's a good dude. I mean, they were saying that when he pulled Kurdacha that he can't be top rolled. He can't be top rolled. Kurdacha was able to do it on the right.
Kurdacha is different, man.
But but Kurdacha let go of everything. Wasn't holding on at all. It's just.
I got to talk about Kurdacha after we get through with this little bit here.
Oh,
he's getting some heat on that match with.
The slap guy.
Yeah.
Why does that not surprise me though?
We all got a lot of hate on those matches. Like it was a lot of negativity around the Global Elite matches that were put out there as they released them. Lots of negative comments. Yeah, but that one.
So that's the only matches on the card?
No, there's one more that I haven't told you about yet.
Which one?
It's a throwback. Matt Mask.
Marcio Barbosa.
Marcio Barbosa.
You said throwback, and I just kind of figured it.
Yeah.
That's an interesting match to me.
Well, it's interesting to see Marcio back on King of the Table.
You know, and I was thinking this the other day, right? I don't think Marcio or Matt have won a match at East versus West. I think their records are not good there. But they both, I don't think either one of them has lost a match at King of the Table.
Well,
I think it's a great matchup. I think that's a good matchup.
I'd say they're both considerably better than when they pulled each other at Wall years ago.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a very good matchup. The Palco match, like I said, I don't know where Palco's at level-wise for this. I mean, I saw him at Nationals a few years ago here get flash pinned by Michael Hayne really easy. So.
Oh, yeah, there's one more here. Dave Chafee versus Gabor.
Oh, okay.
And I saw a little clip. Dave Chafee put out a little promo thing, and I should have known it was coming up on this. So
I mean, that'll be interesting because it'll be interesting to see where Dave's at now. You know.
Now, from a purist perspective. Oh yeah, and it says "and more" at the end. You're right. This guy pointed this out. Yeah, he says "and more." After
this will be the most matches that has ever been on a KOT card, period. Because I think we've only seen a max of 5 matches.
I don't hate any of these matches. I like them all.
I don't either. I think they're all very good matchups.
Like
I said, I don't know on the Palco match because I'm not super familiar with the gentleman he's pulling, right? So I it's hard for me to make like a an objective opinion on how I think that match will go. I do know Kevin is a pure hook puller. Like he wants to be inside. He wants the strap. He wants to be inside. So the like I said, the other gentleman I don't know anything about. I'll have to do my research on him. But like the Matt Barbosa match, I think is a great matchup. Saunders and Rustum is a great matchup. Because Saunders can pull anywhere. Rustum is a predominant hook puller. Eddie and Brian, like it's great. It's going to bring in eyes. You know what I mean? And if
You know what I like about it? It's not Juji Mufu coming in here and arm wrestling with no training, really.
Oh, like with Mike Aiello at Wall?
Yeah, it's not who would be another equivalent, like the arm wrestling whisperer.
Etienne. Yeah. I mean, Etienne is an arm wrestler. So I mean, not to take anything away from him there, but
Yeah,
there's
but I mean,
such a size difference between the two.
putting him against Auden is just.
I mean, and Auden had almost 75 pounds on him, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, because Etienne's a natural 54 guy, and Auden's north of 200, so I think he's like 220.
Or gimmick matches like Kurdecha versus
the slap guy,
the slap dude, the Polish slap dude.
Yeah, I didn't even watch that. I mean, I bought the Global Elite pay-per-view. Like I said, I buy, if there's matches I want to see, obviously I'm going to buy the card.
I did not love that match.
No, I thought that was a waste.
I will tell you though, in person, the crowd bought it. Like they believe that this dude who has never been on an arm wrestling table in his life won 2 matches against Alex Kurdecha.
I mean, and you and I know some 70 and 75 kilo guys that would have just ripped that guy off the table.
Yeah. Now I'm being asked what the name of him is. Zales is his nickname. I'm going to look it up.
Oh my God.
David Zales Zalewski. So I'll put a clip of it here.
Yeah. So
I'll find a good.
Another thing that's happening this weekend while you're getting that clip is Texas State. Texas State is happening in Lubbock this weekend. $500 payout, right and left arm every class. So yeah. I unfortunately won't. I unfortunately won't be attending because I can't stand for long periods of time right now. I got a massive gash in my leg. So yeah.
So you saw the score there.
Yeah.
The match ended. So Kurdecha's got a belt just like this one for beating that guy. I guess my question is, does Zales now go on and get a match with like Vitaly Laletin, or does he? What do we do with him?
Hey, you know what? Let's put him against Daniel Prokopchik. Let's not forget. I mean, Prokopchik gave Alex Kurdecha hell in a super match in that match that time. I think it was on the left, right, where it was like a hell. I mean, it was a screamer. Yeah, it was not It was not an easy match for Kurdecha.
Well, this one wasn't either. I hope, yeah, Jay Queen, I hope we got paid well for that too. It's interesting, man.
I'm intrigued though by the KOT card. I will be buying it, obviously. I want to know what the and more is at this point. Like I said, I think all of them are good matches. Like I said, I can't make an educated opinion on the Palco match, but the other ones I can because like I'm familiar with the individuals. So.
Yeah, it's too early to do that, but
no. By the time we do a prediction of it, like I'll know more about that gentleman to where I can make an educated opinion or an educated guess.
Subject to change.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Like you said, we don't know all the matches on the card yet.
Unfortunately, seeing seeing Marcio on King of the Table means.
What does it mean
Does it mean this?
I
Does
don't
it
know.
mean that we're done seeing him at Knuckles Up?
I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, I guess only they would.
Yeah, exactly. There's only a couple people that would know the answer to that question.
One would assume that it means a contract is in place now.
Does does KOT do contracts, or is that just East vs West?
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, so I'm not privy to that information, which is fine by me.
They seem to be in complete collaboration, though. Almost to the point where you could like make them interchangeable a little bit. Because Levon is the champion at both organizations, correct?
Well, I think this match is for the number one spot in the world, right? I don't know that there is a quote unquote king of the table, I mean, a KOT champion.
Yeah, fair enough. Apparently, Joseph Moranto is from Arizona. He beat Vazgen at a recent tournament in Arizona.
Oh, okay. I know who he is. Yeah, he's that 54 guy. I know exactly who he is now. Now that I know. Now that I had to think about it. Yeah, he won. He didn't pull Arizona State this year. He pulled Arizona State last year, and I think he won the 54 class. But Vazgen, no, he didn't beat Vazgen. He might have beat Vazgen. He beat Vazgen in the Arnold qualifier. But last year he won the 54 class. Not yeah. I guess it'd be 2 years ago now. Giannis won the 76 class, beating Corey Miller and those guys. He pulled the 54 class. But I know he probably beat Boz. I did see that he beat Bosgan, but it wasn't an easy match. So it's going to be hook on hook. So,
well, you watching the Mike Tyson fight tonight?
I thought it was tomorrow.
It's Friday. It's on Friday. It's
I hope Mike knocks his head into the second row.
Tyson says to a kid, this kid's interviewing him, what would you say to everyone trying to pursue their dream or their legacy? He's like, there's no such thing as legacy. We all die and then we fade away. I was like, oh.
Did you see him slap the taste out of his mouth last night? Now you know as well as I do, Mike held back on that slap, or it could have been KO.
I think he's found that inner demon that he needs.
That scary also, Mike Tyson.
Yeah. So.
I mean, it's 8 rounds, 8 2-minute rounds with 14-ounce gloves, but you still put a 14-ounce glove on Mike, he can still knock you stiff.
I am looking forward to one round of boxing.
The first round?
Yeah. If it goes any longer than that, I fear
it's a work
that Jake Paul will win a decision.
I mean, isn't it here in Dallas too?
I don't know.
I think it's at AT&T Stadium.
Well, you should go.
Getting tickets for that might be more than I want to pay.
I heard they weren't sold out, so.
Yeah, it still might be more than I want to pay. I can sit at home and watch it for free.
Yeah, for the cost of your Netflix subscription.
It'll be the most
watched fight of all time.
Yeah, but then if I don't, I go downtown. I got to drive downtown. I got to pay for parking. I got to pay for my tickets, food. I got all food and everything in there, so I don't need to. I'll just put it on the old grill over there.
Well, there you go. Well, what else we got today?
Well, like I said, Texas State is this weekend. Anybody that can make it out, definitely make it out for it. Like I said, it's $500 per class per arm. So classes are 54, 76, 98, 220s, 242. They're having it is a Arnold qualifier, so they're having that 270 class, and then they have the open class that will pay out. The Arnold qualifier class won't pay out. That's the only one in the open that won't pay out. Even the ladies classes, the 54 above, 54 and low, pay out as well. 500. So you're talking what? 54 ladies, 54 above ladies. There's $2,000, 54, 3. 76.4, 98.5, 226, 42s, 7, $8,000 in payouts. So
we're going to, yeah. They also have the Man-Sask Challenge, I believe, happening this weekend. That is one of the oldest super match events in Canada.
Let's also not forget what's this weekend, Ryan. We got the Ottawa Open this weekend.
Oh my God! How do you forget about the Ottawa Open, the biggest tournament in Canada, outside the Nationals, and sometimes not outside the Nationals?
Yeah, I know. I'm going to Ottawa next year to try to win a bison. That is already set in stone. I will be in Ottawa trying to win a bison.
Man-Sask Challenge. Look who decided to join us.
Oh, only 26 minutes late.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? When you're in a different time zone, you lose track of shit.
What time zone are you in now?
I don't know. I'm in Vegas.
So you're in Pacific.
Are you at Circus?
I'm at MGM. Circus. I don't even know how that building's still standing.
What are you doing in Vegas?
Just a little getaway with the wife for the weekend.
Oh.
Then in about a month you'll be at Bally's, won't you?
Yeah.
Well, are we allowed to talk about that?
They released it. It's out there.
Yes. I know, but they said and more on the thing, right? So are there more matches to come?
I think so. I think they're trying to add 2 more. But our boy from Arizona got a match, Joseph Williams.
Yeah, like I was saying, he won the Arizona State 2 years ago at 54, the year that Giannis and Coach Ray and Saunders and Larry Wheels.
He took second to DeVete.
Oh, that's right. He took second to DeVete. That's right.
What do you think of Marcio pulling Matt Mask on that card? Tim. Oh my God.
He gone.
Here he goes.
Patchy hotel Wi-Fi.
Sketchy Wi-Fi. Now he's completely out of the lobby.
I thought the MGM had good Wi-Fi.
He's not at the MGM. He's at Circus.
The Golden Nugget.
Yeah, the Golden Nugget's up higher class compared to that. So, look, he's back.
Oh, he's
back. I forgot to turn on the Do Not Disturb. So you get a phone call, that thing goes bye-bye.
I was asking you, what do you think of Matt Mask versus Marcio?
Interesting. I didn't know. Yeah, I have some thoughts on that match, but that's interesting.
I think. What are your thoughts, man?
I'm refereeing. I can't say anything.
Well, you can't say.
I mean, I think it should be a good match. But I don't know. I think it's a better match. I think it was a better match like 2-3 years ago.
I think Marcio is probably, I would say he's considerably stronger than he was 2-3 years ago.
Matt, you think he's stronger than he was 2-3 years ago?
Yeah.
The way he beat Pablo last time tells me that I think he's stronger as well.
Was it right or left hand?
Right. Matt's pulling next weekend left-handed in Florida against Carl Stanley.
Oh, that's
right. I mean, both of them got beat by Sonev pretty convincingly.
Yeah.
Right. That showed us nothing about the match.
Right.
But maybe what it showed us is their level will be close. Who knows?
Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, I barely paid attention to the card like normal, but interesting. Marcio's going.
It is.
It's very interesting.
Then you have the Brian Shaw, Eddie Hall, Alco.
You refereeing every match, Tim?
No, there's going to be 4 of us.
Okay.
I don't know if they release. I do, but I don't know if they released them or not.
Assuming 2 from North America, 2 from Europe.
You tell me what matches, and I'll tell you if they've been released or not.
No, I'm saying I don't know if they've been released on who else is reffing.
Oh, okay. So do you know which matches you are reffing for sure?
No, we literally will not know what we're reffing until 5 minutes before it starts.
So you could actually be refereeing the Levon and Jerry match.
Most likely I will be, yeah. I ref the main event at East versus West in Orlando as well.
Interesting.
I'm assuming Haristo's coming in for it. Pretty good assumption.
He's the only international ref.
Is Bart Wood doing it?
Yes, no, we don't know.
I'll take.
I think you glitched there. Can't hear you.
We don't know if it's Bart. Has Bart ever reffed anything outside World Arm Wrestling League until recently?
He the last two times I've reffed with Bart, he reffed the East versus West with us. But then he reffed the East versus West U.S. qualifier, the finals, that first year in West Virginia. Other than that, I mean,
he's never done anything international.
Not international, no, but I'm sure he's reffed a handful out there. Maybe Winter Blast, maybe. I can't confirm. No,
I got asked a question.
He's fun to ref with.
Archdog says, sorry I'm late. Ryan, did you hold best left hand ever in the world? If so, how long? I don't know if there's rankings out there. I won WAF back-to-back in 02 and 03.
Pushkar won it, what, 5 years in a row too? Right and left?
Yeah.
I mean, at that time, it was whoever was winning WAF was considered best on the planet.
There wasn't really a ranking system back then at all.
That's what I'm saying. It was kind of whoever won WAF at that time was deemed the best, right?
Yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't it be like that now?
Well, because how can you say that the guy that wins super heavyweight at WAF is the best arm wrestler in the world, Tim? When you have guys like Levon's floating around out there.
Vitalis.
Well, I mean, take the top 10.
I know. I'm just stirring shit.
But, I mean,
we didn't have professional arm wrestling back then, really.
I mean, yeah, because you were having super matches like when I think Pushkar won World the year that Devin beat him in the super match, which was what, 2013? Right? 12, 13. So at that time, Pushkar was the world champion at WAF, and then Devin beat him in that super match. So then Devin would be deemed the #1 in the world. As he beat the WAF champion.
And back then there was a debate on who was the better arm wrestler, the guy that could win the super match,
the tournament, yeah,
best of 5, or the guy that would win the first 2 matches of that super match. So if you came back from a deficit, were you better or was your stamina just better?
I mean, Devin only
lost. That was a real debate.
I mean, Devin only lost the first match to Pushkar, and then he won.
Well, back in the day, it used to be you were better if you won a tournament than you were a super match. Also, it's obviously switched nowadays, but back in the day, if you could run through a 20-30 man class, you were better than if you could beat one guy 3 out of 5.
Well, I mean, now we're not having 20-30 man classes at tournaments anymore.
That's WAF and stuff like that.
Yeah, WAF, yes.
You can make a real case that Pushkar and Devin are in the same bracket. They meet the first time Pushkar wins.
Yeah.
They might not meet up again with each other for another 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
So Pushkar would have a chance to beat him in that tournament.
Yeah.
But in a super match, Devin has a strategy.
Well, like I said, I don't think tournaments have been the same since the 90s when you had, especially in North America, hands down in North America, because you used to have everybody, the who's who of North America, showing up at every single tournament because that's how you tested yourself. And there was, like I said, there's money on the line at every tournament.
I would disagree with that because I think some of the best times in arm wrestling in North America with the best people to be there tournament wise was WAL. We had never seen something like that.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
there was money on there was also money on the
yes,
line though.
but there was also 30 guys in every class.
That first year, or then they had the 3,000 arm wrestlers show up to UNLV for that tournament. Like that was wild.
At the Cox Pavilion, right?
But my thing though, that what enticed all of those pullers to come there was money.
I mean,
and
not
money down to
not necessarily because only 8 of them get paid. And if you look at the 8 people in your class that you knew who was most likely getting paid, you could even debate that, okay, the 8 through 12s had a chance to take 6, 7, 8. But other than that, people were just happy to be in the same class and pull those type of people. You don't get that nowadays. Those people won't show up anymore if they know that those people are in the class. Back in 2015, 16, 17, we chased that just to say that, hey, I was in the class with John Brezink. Were you? They don't do that nowadays.
But people aren't gonna, like, that comes down to the point of like those people don't pull tournaments anymore, which
they don't need to.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't like I said, I said it the other day talking on a podcast with Billy and them. I don't see tournament arm wrestling, especially United States. There's select tournaments that are going to have bigger turnouts. Michigan's one because they give away the gorilla, right? Like that's a cool award. Arizona State has been going strong. Washington State's going strong. But other tournaments throughout the United States, I don't see a big turnout at anymore in general, unless there's going to be a really cool award, or B, some type of monetary reason to go.
Well, I mean, there's just too many. You're nowadays with everybody being a promoter, people will just say, why travel 4 hours when I can travel an hour every other weekend? I mean, there's a tournament. There's 2 to 3 tournaments every weekend of the year. That's to have a tournament that has over 250 entries nowadays is amazing because of how spread out the United States is now, and everybody being a puller or a promoter.
Yeah.
And if you ever want to see Devin, Michael Todd, all those guys go deep in a class again, it would have to be $100,000 class. They would have to give away $100,000 in that one class to have all those people show up.
No, I don't disagree, but I'm talking like if you take somebody like, let's say Corey Miller or Craig Choulier, right? If they know they can go spend $300 or $400 and possibly win several classes and walk away with $1,500 or $2,000, they're going to be more apt to show up.
Yeah, I mean, but again, there's levels to this, and I don't think that either one of them are Michael Todd's or Devin Laird.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying like your pullers that aren't on KOT or East vs. West every pay-per-view. And there's plenty in North America, Canada, Mexico. They would show up if they knew, like, okay, I'm going to pay X, but I'm going to get Y.
I would rather have those people come to my tournaments than the other people.
Well, I understand.
Because they're still passionate about arm wrestling.
Yeah.
And they're going to have fun doing it, and they're not going to, you know,
they're going to pull 5 or 6 classes.
Yeah, I mean, like Brett Rackers usually comes every year to Arizona State, but he's been battling an injury, this year, so he's not coming to Washington. But, people like him, they're just fun to be around, and then they're still considered, legends of our sport. They're just not overseas doing that, and some of them don't want to go over there. They have no desire.
I know Craig wants. I know Craig wants another shot at Shamusha.
Yeah, we'll see what Craig does tomorrow against Corey Miller.
That's a pretty interesting match.
Oh yeah, they pull the Brezink Cup, right?
Yeah,
that's right.
I think Corey might get one win on him.
Well, here's the deal, and this is where I think the outcome is going to be in Corey's favor. Everybody can predict Corey's probably going to flash him first round. It's just a known fact. And if he does it, then it's going to be a war. But if he does, it's only best 2 out of 3.
Yep.
Craig could easily foul out one of those next two matches and Corey win 2-1.
That's yeah, you know what? You're right. I mean, when it's best of 3, there's not much margin for error.
There's not much margin for error, and that's why I'm giving Corey the slight favorite.
So you think flash pin once, foul out second one, could be 2-0.
It could be.
Then they would meet back up in the tournament, I'm sure.
Well, that won't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
They'll both pull the tournament and the Calcutta thing that they always do at the end.
They used to have a tournament in Montana with a Calcutta event, and it was a snowmobile club that would put on this this event. And you guys obviously know how Calcutta works, but for those of you watching, it's basically you bid on an arm wrestler, and then all the money gets thrown in a pot. And if your arm wrestler wins, you get a percentage of that. And then some goes to the puller and some goes to the whatever you're raising money for.
Mm-hmm.
If you do it that way. And guys would go down there and the people in that little tiny bar in the middle of Montana would pay thousands of dollars to buy these arm wrestlers, thinking they were going to win it all. I think I sold to a guy for like $300 once, and I won it. And the guy won like a few grand.
Can't complain about that. That's a good investment right there.
Great investment. I had one guy named Kelly Willett showed up in a disguise, and somebody just knew he was in a disguise and thought that he would win. They paid because people were trying to buy themselves. You would try to buy yourself through someone else, through a proxy in the crowd, and somebody threw out $1,000 bid right off the bat. Then he got annihilated in the tournament.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but they didn't care. They were just throwing money away.
Yeah,
that $1,000 back then go a long way too.
Yeah,
$1,000 nowadays don't go as far. Unfortunately.
Nathan Wilson.
What?
My wife didn't know who the other person was on here. I said it's Nathan.
As many times as she has met me,
she knew Ryan. She's like, "Oh, that's Ryan."
As many times as I've seen, as her and I have been in the same room as each other.
Nathan keeps changing his appearance.
It's
like he's in the witness. It's like he's in the witness protection program.
Right.
Next time I see her, we're gonna have a boxing match now.
Well, speaking of boxing,
yeah, we were talking about that big match tonight.
Who do you got?
Most watched match in the history of boxing.
The most watched free match.
Yes. Well, I mean, technically, you got to pay your Netflix subscription.
Tyson better win.
If it goes out of the first round, Jake Paul wins.
There's no way in hell Tyson's losing. There's no way in hell.
He's got to finish him in round 1. Tim, he's got to finish him in round 1 or it's over.
I got round 2 knockout.
Oof.
He's going to fill him out that first round.
Every second that fight goes on, the odds of Tyson winning get less and less.
Did you see that slap?
Isn't it only like 2-minute rounds or something? 3-minute rounds?
8 2-minute rounds.
Yeah, 2-minute rounds. That's
with 14-ounce gloves.
Yeah, we're going second round. Tyson just uppercuts him to sleep.
I don't think he uppercuts him. I think he destroys his ribs like Tyson used to do, where he just
die. But I would like to see somebody go out on a stretcher.
I want to see the old fashioned, like he has him against the ropes and uppercuts him over the ropes. That would be epic. Break the internet.
Don't forget when Ray Mancini killed that. What was it? The South Korean fighter.
Who's going to be his corner guy?
Who? Tyson. He's got his coach.
Is it that original? I thought that guy died.
No, this guy. No, he had what's his name? Teddy Atlas as his first trainer. Remember?
Yeah.
When he was a teenager, and then Teddy got him through a lot of stuff, and then now he's got. I don't know where he's from. I want to say French, but I don't know. 100%.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Teddy's dead though. Teddy died, didn't he?
No, Teddy's still alive.
Yeah, I thought he died.
Let's throw some value guys here. Warren Kernot says, "Win or lose, Jake has the most to lose." Jake is in a no-win situation.
Yeah, because if he beats Tyson, then it's you beat an old, washed-up shell of himself. If he goes in there and gets knocked out, it's like you got knocked out by a shell of Mike Tyson.
But people don't like. He does not care either way. He's making like 50 to 100 million on this match.
There's a threshold, Tim. There's a threshold. Okay, when you have $500 million, is that enough?
Tim disconnected. Oh, Tim's back. Tim's back.
All right.
Tim's frozen. There he is. Once you get to like $500 million, does it really matter where your next 10 or 20 million come from?
Tim, I'm surprised you're not going to that fight tonight.
Well, I was going to before we ended up in Vegas. I was going to go there, and then Saturday morning I was going to take that 9 a.m. flight to Loveland to go to the Texas State. That was my original plan. Me and Lewis were going to do it, and then we came to Vegas.
Let me ask you guys: did you watch the Chael Sonnen Anderson Silva boxing match?
Yeah,
that was the most boring fight I've ever seen. They were just kind of patting each other on the face.
I think,
hopefully we do not see that.
Too. Yeah, that would be terrible.
Tyson's.
I mean, Tyson looked a little mean in that slap, but like I said, I think he held back significantly on the slap. So, in my opinion. But it is.
Oh. Steve says the real question is, when's Ryan getting back in the ring? I'm pretty old, man. I'm pretty old. I don't know if the ring's calling me again. Tim is gone again.
Oh, Tim gone.
Hey, last time I looked at you, you were outside. Oh, there he
is. Yeah, I came in to feed the dogs.
Yeah.
Kimber, come.
Yeah.
Outside, go. Good boy.
Anyway, boys, right? Yeah.
You're not 60 yet.
No.
Danny just turned 60 the other day. Oh, shit.
For the right amount of money.
How's
a couple arm wrestlers I would climb in there with.
You versus the slap guy. Ryan, you versus the slap. Yeah, in the ring.
That's one thing I would never do.
No, I mean, you guys in the ring with gloves on.
Slap fighting just seems ridiculous to me.
And so it sounds like a one-way.
No way.
Sounds like a one-way ticket to CTE.
Yeah.
Yeah. Volunteering to get in the face.
Nah, I'm good.
I think it's the dumbest shit in the world.
It really is. Yeah.
Unless certain people are doing it that I probably won't say on the chat.
Which certain people?
I can't say on the chat.
Why not?
Get flagged. Because
everyone's so scared to say
because people are too sensitive nowadays.
Yeah, can't disagree with that.
You have to have a dialogue just to go on a podcast and talk, because people will take it out of context and don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Well, that's what happens all the time, taking clips or telling people what was said on the show, but leaving out all the stuff that led up to it or happened after it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you say somebody is a convicted felon, but it's only because you're repeating what you heard and you can't actually name a felony that they're convicted of.
That's not me. I don't have no felonies. I'm out.
Wow.
Oh man.
I'm innocent this time.
Man, there's been some drama on Facebook though lately. I've been seeing.
Like what?
The good old people in Minnesota starting some shit.
You know what? Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I saw it. And my advice to a certain arm wrestler is you should probably get a separate social media account from the spouse. Separate yourself.
Jesus. He's
I haven't seen this. So.
That's incredible.
Well,
I don't know how. And this has been going on. This has been going on for over 10 years. The spouse is just digging her husband a grave. Like, oh my gosh.
I think he's oblivious. I think he's oblivious.
That's so sweet.
Well, it's got to be a really big, wide grave.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah. Where's Jody at? Is he working or what's he doing?
Haven't heard from
him.
I saw his what's the Minnesota drama? It's political. It's kind of Jay Clean. It is around the presidential election, so we're not going to touch it. But I mean, I think that's how it started, isn't it? Tim, there's other stuff. There was stuff that kind of went back and forth between a certain arm wrestler and and they were posting each other's private messages and
there's a lot of screenshots of people
but there's a lot of other guys that
now I gotta go do some digging.
The guy lives in your state.
And he's been involved with the only reason I really know him is because of the shit that I've seen where he gets in conflicts with people. Like
he used to be a part of the TAL, but he's not no more.
Matt?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Matt Craig, that guy?
Yeah, well. Yeah.
Couldn't help but pop up because when you get some, like, he's getting big reactions.
Well, that doesn't shock me.
The algorithm pushes it out to people.
That doesn't shock me in the slightest, then.
Yeah.
To be honest.
But, I mean, you say stuff on... We're directing people to it now. You say that kind of thing to somebody, and then you expect it to not come out?
Hold on. Now I've got to go.
That was gnarly.
I'm going to get my iPad now.
Yeah.
Normally I'm on the iPad, but today I've been trying to be constructive and be good.
Ryan, how's your tournament shaping up, bud? Is it going to be a big one?
Tim's ruining it.
Biggest. Other than Tim trying to sabotage constantly. Trying to tear the foundation out from under it. I believe it's
okay, Ryan. I would come to your tournament, but
I would too.
Well, why aren't you?
Well, I got to fly to Canada.
He's not allowed in Canada.
I'm going to Canada in December. What are you talking about?
He's on a do not fly list.
What are you going to Canada for?
Hang out.
He thinks he is.
What part of Canada?
Ontario.
Oh man. Jay Clean says, Ryan, you should start a political podcast. Only good things will come of that.
Political in Canada or political in the United States?
Even in Canada. Like
isn't it worse now?
Well, we have a leader that is generally not liked and is just a matter of time before he's gone.
How long does it do, like when you guys do your elections or whatever, how long is that?
It's usually 4 years, just like the States.
And you do it by is it by province? Like, or do you have a president of all the provinces, or just how's that work?
You have you have a state government as well. We have a provincial government. So we got municipal, provincial, federal. And then there are ridings within each province that basically is the same way. It's very similar to the United States. How you have a riding, and if you win so many ridings, you win the prime minister's seat.
I got
you.
Yeah.
But are
you the mayor of your town?
I'm a city councilor. I've been on city council for 14 years.
But correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan, but can't the PM of Canada stay forever?
Yes, they can be elected indefinitely. And the current one has been there 9 years. Yeah. And unless there's a non-confidence vote that passes, he will be there for another year.
Wow. And he's a dictator, isn't he?
He is he's something.
Is that an understatement?
That's an understatement, yeah. Yet, just like in the United States, people will vote a certain way because they've just always done that.
Right.
I looked up what you said.
Yeah.
I don't know how you missed it.
Keep digging.
I was just like not even I was not even trying to look at it. It just kept popping up, and I was like, "Jiminy Christmas! This is something new every hour."
Yeah, I just kind of muted it all for a while because I'm not really interested.
Yeah,
it's a lot. It's a lot.
it was a lot,
dude. This is wow.
What is there a tournament this weekend?
Texas State, Brezink Cup.
Okay, yeah. So who's the favorite down there to win the Texas State?
I don't know who else coming in. I heard Dustin Hyatt's coming in. The full 76s and 98s. I won't be there. I have a big old gash in my leg right now, so for standing for long periods doesn't work well for me.
Will Dustin win 98s?
I don't know who's showing up. I know Dustin DeWoody out of Austin has won it the last couple years in a row.
That's what I
on
was
the right
asking.
hand.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe. Like I said, I don't know who else showing up. I know Tucker's going to be there, and Tucker's always a threat in every weight class.
Is Ryan going to pull 220s, or is Ryan pulling right now?
Ryan Carter said he's going to be there. Yeah, he'll pull 220s and probably 42s as well.
I haven't seen much of him this year. It's
He
like
had a baby. Him and his wife had
okay.
another child. Him and his wife had another child. So
Yeah, because I offered him a spot in the 220 round robin.
he would have gave some dudes a really hard time in that 220 round robin.
When Ronnie backed out from getting injured.
You should have gave it to Anthony. Anthony would have gave some dudes some hard times too.
Yeah, we were just trying to get some guys that were inside the top 20.
Anthony was at that time. I don't think he is anymore.
I don't think he was at that time. I think we looked it up and talked to him. But
yeah, I mean, right now, I mean, he did. I mean, he did well at World Series.
Yeah.
So now that he's finally healthy-ish,
and that's live streamed on Robert's channel, right?
Yes, Texas State will be on Robert's channel. Uncle John's going to be there pulling 42, so him and Tucker will clash, which will be.
So is it a pay-per-view then? The tournament all day long?
All day long, free.
Huh.
So it should just be on the TAL then, not Robert's pay-per-view.
Yeah, I think it'll be on TAL or Robert Kelly's Facebook page.
All right, cool.
So the amateurs start, I believe, at like 11 or noon, and then pros kick off at 3. So they do the amateurs first, give a 3-hour window, then pros come in later and stuff like that. That way there's some separation between the amateurs and the pros.
Yeah.
Which is nice too, because then the pros can, eat breakfast, not have to worry about anything, go have a lunch, come in ready to go.
See, Ryan, for my Washington State, I'm running my super matches Friday night.
There are no super matches that I know of at Texas State.
No,
we're not doing super matches on December 7th. We're just focusing on that tournament, and it's going to be the best tournament in the world happening that day.
Tim, I'm trying to make it out for Washington State. I'm trying to make it out for it.
It should. To be fun.
I mean, the flight's going to be cheap. It's just the hotel and stuff I got to figure out.
It's $100 for a hotel.
Huh?
It's $100 for a hotel.
That's a lot.
But actually, Nathan, get a hold of me. I might have a bunk bed.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Hey, what about Dimitri?
I have
Dimitri.
What about Dimitri?
For if you do like another 220 or something, that would have been good.
Okay.
There is another 221.
You know he was in it, right?
Yeah, I know. Then he pulled out.
And you know why he pulled out, right?
Nope, I don't remember. He's probably 240 something.
No, he said there's nobody in North America that's worth him getting off the couch at 220.
Ooh. That's fun.
I said, so you beat Paul Lynn? He said, easy.
Oof.
I said, okay. I said,
Stay on the
I
couch.
said if it's,
Stay on the couch.
I said if it's that easy, you're coming from Texas. Why not come win $2,000 then? I don't know. I guess
Not worth it.
it's $2,000 not worth it for him.
Yeah. Gents, I got to go. And it's been another show.
All right, boys.
Time to eat lunch.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, Kayla.
Have fun. Maybe he'll get you a decent hotel next time.
Wow.
For real.
Oh.
These palms aren't cutting it this time.
Ouch.
You just did this to him.
Oh.
You just gave him
Look
the
at
storm
that.
cloud. Yeah, look at the rain. You hit him with the rain there.
I'm gonna go send her to the Golden Nugget this time.
Is that
Oof.
I mentioned the gold nugget.
Yeah. I hear the stratosphere is nice.
Oh God.
It's Tim's favorite restaurant up top.
Jiminy Chris. I got so sick up there. Anyways.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna.
All right, Joe.
Jets. See you next week.
We're gonna go to
Chinatown.
Hold on. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. Hey,
Hey, it's worked the same time too.